you got 2, 4, that's 9. You got 10 police officers run up out of that police department for trivial kinds of charges that training and discipline could have corrected. And Chief Burns sits over there, I guess, and think he's done a good job. And the council, through the mayor, let him do it. And the mayor condones everything that the chief does.
Okay, and you know, this is very interesting conversation. And the thing is I'm raising my hand because we got to take breaks. We got to pay for the show. But I make sure, because this is very interesting. But to our listeners, we're in the studio with Leon, and we call him Chief Frazier, former chief of police out of Ohio, but now is the CEO of Use of Force Research Institute. He has come down and he's seen some injustices as it relates to some of our black police officers who were unjustly fired, as well as some of our women folk. He has done an in-depth research of Macon Police Department. He presented Macon City Council last night with a call for justice within the Macon, Georgia Police Department, a document that I am, oh my God, I'm just gonna have to grab me some popcorn and sit back and read this tonight. I can't wait to actually see this. But he is going to share with us firsthand what his findings have uncovered over the last, is it 6 months?
1 year.
Oh, wow.
Man,
so
you've been working a while.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll be right back. 784-1102 is the number in the studio.
And you can reach us there. This morning's discussion, unfair treatment of our police officers. The report was released last night, and you're hearing it first right here on Macon Talk. You can reach us at 478-784-1102. Good morning, I'm Todd Haygood.
And I'm Anita Ponder. Thanks for joining us. You can also listen to us by going to our website, 1280WIBB.com. Very fascinating and troubling conversation with Leon Frazier as it relates to our Macon Police Department and really tackling the issue that we've been very concerned about, and that's our black police officers, our female police officers, and just knowing that a police department is doing right by people and doing right by their officers. And we appreciate you, Mr. Frazier, for coming in, spending a year of your time, and taking a look from the outside. And I think that's important. A lot of times people feel that a report and a finding is tainted if it comes from within. You know, when I say within, I'm talking about the Macon community. But here's a man, with you being that person, who has come in and taken an outside, in-depth look at our police department, and we're so thankful that you decided to join us on Macon Talks and share your findings. And with that said, now let's continue from where we left off.
Okay, you had asked about strategy, and part of that strategy was after we did those record checks and detected all of those things that we found, that was alarming. So I figured the community needed to know. So I encouraged the police officers who were interested in fighting their battle to let's get busy and educate the community. So one of the first things that we did was appeal the decision. Black folks got to understand, if they are wrong, you got to appeal it. Don't let nobody do you wrong on no job and just say, well, that's okay, I don't want the old job, no way. Appeal it, appeal it, appeal it, until you get to the highest point of appeal, and then know that it's no sense in going no further. Mm-hmm. Now, we did 3 leaflets, and we passed them out throughout this community. We took them to churches, and those leaflets broke out every element of the struggle up to that point that we were. And then we had a prayer vigil in front of your city hall. And we had about 35 or 40 citizens who came out to join us on that, to show support for Officer Calloway and the other police officers. And not only that, but we got very good press out of that. The press responded very well to that. And we sent a letter to major churches. And I wouldn't dare say all, because you probably got 400 scattered around your community. But we got it to a significant number of churches. And that letter was just asking for help, plain old help. Would you all please help these officers to help themselves? Because I know that the black church is a black power base in a community. But I also know that a lot of ministers are scared of their shadows. And not only are they scared of their shadows, but they enjoy being on first name basis with these white power structure figures. So oftentimes they don't want to mess up their relationships. So it's difficult for a lot of ministers to jump out on Front Street and just go out to support their own. Finally, a lot of ministers are caught up in their dumbed down deacons. You know, you got deacons and you got the old people in the church. I'm an old man too, so I can say anything I want to about old folk at 71. You got all these old deacons sitting up in church, and they don't want to change nothing, and they don't want to create no controversy, and they want their pastors to talk just about the Lord. Well, the fact is, the Lord is the best thing that ever happened, but he ain't going to do nothing for you that you don't get up and do for yourself. So as a consequence, we got absolutely no support except from New Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Church. That was the only church that stepped up out of the whole community to get out on Front Street to help these officers.
Reverend Curtis Raines.
That's right. Absolutely. And
That's a shame.
after we sent that letter, we had a town hall meeting, and I brought Mrs. Amelia Boynton Robinson in here. And you'll see on the copy of this report, Mrs. Amelia Boynton Robinson is 98 years old. And her mind is just as crisp and sharp today as you could imagine. She came down here and she met at Booker T. Washington's community center. Now, I don't know whether that's why it's closed now or not, but I learned last night that it's no longer open. And but she sat with those officers, and her parting words to them was, "Fight to the finish. Don't you let nobody do you as wrong as you've been done by this police."